and welcome to this Monday edition of the World Report with me, Priyanka Das. Let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. China's national rescue team successfully pulled a female resident alive from the wreckage of a collapsed hotel in quake-hit Mandalay city in Myanmar on Monday. Nearly 60 hours after a 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck the country, the female survivor, found with stable vital signs, was pulled from the rubble of the Great Wall Hotel following a 5-hour operation. She is the first person saved by the China search and rescue team since their arrival in the hardest-hit city on Sunday afternoon. The devastating earthquake left half of the hotel severely tilted with the ground floor reduced to rubble. There is a new twist at the Chatuchak building collapse site in Thailand's Bangkok, where my colleague Vishal Vivek has been getting us the latest updates since Friday. Thai police have detained 4 Chinese nationals, employees of a joint venture company, after they unlawfully entered the restricted disaster zone on Sunday. Their mission to retrieve dozens of critical documents from the rubble. Authorities say the men ignored clear disaster warnings. In fact, the police are also examining the seized documents to determine if they are connected to the building's collapse. Now they face legal charges under the Disaster Prevention and Mitigation Act, potential prison time, hefty fines, and the wrath of a city shaken by disaster. Vishal Vivek gets you all the latest. We have learned that the latest but 4 Chinese nationals have been detained at the site of the skyscraper that collapsed in Bangkok following the earthquake that struck on Friday. Now, the 7.7 magnitude, of course, has wreaked havoc in neighboring Myanmar. But the latest we learned that the Chinese company that was behind the construction of the skyscraper has now been embroiled in a new controversy. This after 4 Chinese nationals who trespassed and unlawfully entered the building zone without the required permits or any permissions whatsoever. Now they face legal repercussions with hefty fines and potential prison time for the Chinese nationals who have been detained. The Chatuchak building collapse site has a new development with 4 Chinese nationals being detained by the authorities after they trespassed onto the property. Now, of course, there is an element where it is being investigated whether the 4 individuals were related to the company that has been employing the people for the construction of the building as well. Do note that the rubble on the screen that you see, there's plenty of people still trapped under the debris with very minimal successful rescue operation at the moment. The situation not looking very rosy. Let's move on to my colleague Vishal, who's joining us live from Bangkok. Vishal, what details do we have on the Chinese nationals who have been detained so far?
So the latest is that 11 bodies were pulled out in the last 3 days, but so far the authorities here have not been able to pull out anyone alive. The latest is that I spoke with the Deputy Governor of Bangkok a few moments ago, and she told me that they still have hopes of finding people alive, though the 3-day window to rescue anyone alive has passed, but they have said that they are still hopeful of extracting most of the people who are buried inside that tall structure, which is mostly just a rubble now. They have hopes that they will be able to extract most of those people alive. That seems to be a tall order now, because the experts have been saying that 3-day window will be crucial if they have to extract anyone alive, and that window is almost over now. It's more than 72 hours. It will be really difficult to find anyone alive, and the Bangkok police itself had told me yesterday that the chances of survival for the people who are trapped inside is down to just 1%. So it's a wait and watch game, it's a race against time, call it whatever you may, but it's really, really a dire situation. The situation continues to be in a desperate lot. The authorities are doing all they can to extract people. You can see lorries coming out each in every 5 to 10 minutes. These lorries keep out the debris, because the whole area is occupied with concrete, slabs, steel. There are beams, there are huge beams that need to be separated from the steel. So it's a mess out there, but the authorities have the technology at their disposal to execute this operation. They also have help of foreign nationals, foreign agencies, Israeli rescue personnel have been spotted here. US Army Special Forces were spotted here. They are coordinating with the local authorities to extract the people, but they have had only one vital sign since the morning, and that vital sign itself was quite weak, is what the authorities have told me. But they are still hopeful, and they have told me that they will continue to dig through for at least a month, and it's just been 3 days. So they will continue to work on this for at least 27 more days, is what they have told me. And some of them have told that it can take more than 2 months to clear out this wreckage. So all of that will have to be seen, and there's also the angle of Chinese people being involved in the stealing of some documents from this area.
Thank you so much, Vishal, for getting us all the latest from Bangkok, as there are more twists and turns really emerging with the Chinese element coming to the fore. Now, moving on to the next story we're tracking is in yet another fresh escalation of tensions in West Asia, US President Donald Trump has issued a stark warning to Iran. Speaking with NBC News, Trump declared if they don't make a deal, there will be bombing, the likes of which they've never seen before. The threat comes after Iran rejected direct talks with the US, citing Washington's maximum pressure campaign and military threats. Now, Trump also has hinted at reimposing secondary tariffs if Tehran refuses to negotiate. We'll give it a few weeks, Trump said. Meanwhile, Iran insists it will only engage in indirect talks with its president, Masoud Pezeshkian, reiterating that its supreme leader Khamenei's stance. US President Donald Trump is turning up the heat on both Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky, expressing frustration as he pushes for a deal to end the war in Ukraine. Speaking from Mar-a-Lago, Trump didn't hold back, calling Putin's criticism of Zelensky as disrespectful and saying he was angry, pissed off over Russia's latest remarks questioning Ukraine's legitimacy. Listen up.
I think he'll be okay. But if he isn't, I was disappointed in a certain way. Some of the things that were said over the last day or two having to do with Zelensky, because when he considers Zelensky not credible, he's supposed to be making a deal with him, whether you like him or you don't like him. So I wasn't happy with that. But I think he's going to be good.
But Trump didn't stop there. He slammed Zelensky too, accusing the Ukrainian leader of trying to back out of a key rare earth minerals deal and suggesting Zelensky's NATO ambitions were unrealistic.
I think Zelensky, by the way, I see he's trying to back out of the rare earth deal. And if he does that, he's got some problems, big problems. We made a deal on rare earth. And now he's saying, well, I want to renegotiate the deal. He wants to be a member of NATO. Well, he was never going to be a member of NATO. He understands that. So if he's looking to renegotiate the deal, he's got big problems.
As Russia rejects US ceasefire proposals and the war rages on, Trump hinted also at the tougher sanctions and even tariffs to force Russia's hand. If I think they're tapping us along, I will not be happy about it, he warned. With tensions escalating, the path to peace seems more tangled than ever. Elon Musk gave out $1 million checks on Sunday to 2 Wisconsin voters, declaring them spokespeople for his political group ahead of a Wisconsin Supreme Court election that the tech billionaire cast is critical to President Donald Trump's agenda and the future of civilization. Musk and the groups he supports have spent more than $20 million to help conservative favorite Brad Schimmel end Tuesday's race, which will determine the ideological makeup of a court likely to decide the key issues in a perennial battleground state. Hundreds of people marched in the Dominican town of Punta Cana on Sunday to demand tougher measures against Haitian migrants. The march was organized by the ultra-nationalist group Antigua Orden Dominicana, whose members led the demonstration wearing paramilitary uniforms. The president of the Antigua Orden Dominica, Angelo Vasquez, called for a national strike to force the government to implement tougher deportation measures. The popular tourist resort of Punta Cana is home to a large population of Haitian nationals who work in the tourism and construction sectors. A flight carrying 175 Venezuelan migrants deported from the United States arrived in Caracas on Sunday. It is the third group to arrive in Venezuela since repatriation flights resumed a week ago. Among this group is an alleged member of a criminal organization. Venezuelan authorities said that Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello, who received them at the airport terminal, said that the 175 returnees are coming back after having been subjected as all Venezuelans to persecution, and rejected the accusations that they belong to the criminal organization El Tren de Aragua. Russian drones hit a military hospital, shopping center, apartment blocks and other buildings in Kharkiv overnight into Sunday, killing 2 people and wounding 30 others, Ukrainian officials said. The Ukrainian Air Force reported that Russia fired 111 exploding drones and decoys into the latest wave of the attacks overnight on Sunday. It said 65 of them were intercepted and another 35 were lost, likely having been electronically jammed. Russia's Ministry of Defense, meanwhile, said its air defense system shot down 6 Ukrainian drones. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has repeated his demand for Hamas to disarm and for its leaders to leave Gaza on Sunday. He has said that Israel would keep pressurizing Hamas and implement US President Donald Trump's voluntary immigration plan for Gaza. Israel's Prime Minister told his Greek counterpart Sunday that the 2 countries share common challenges and face many opportunities during a meeting in Jerusalem. Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu greeted Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis warmly before praising his efforts to transform the Greek economy. He said the 2 would discuss security and economic issues. Along with Cyprus, Greece and Israel are developing an ambitious undersea electricity cable to link up their power grids. Mitsotakis referred to the strategic partnership with Israel and stressed that he wanted to focus on defense cooperation. Hong Kong airline Cathay Pacific on Monday flew a passenger jet low, dipping past skyscrapers and making a massive turn, just like planes had to do to land in Hong Kong's old airport up until 1998. The stunt was to highlight a sports event, the annual Rugby Sevens competition, which for the first time is taking place at the new stadium built where Hong Kong's old airport used to be. Before 1998, Hong Kong's international airport was in the center of the city, and the approach to landing was famous for bringing planes on a steep curve right over apartment blocks. Sunday's Cathay Pacific flight was a reminder of what Hong Kong used to be. Muslims around the world are celebrating Eid ul-Fitr, one of the biggest celebrations in the Islamic calendar. Eid ul-Fitr, which means festival of the breaking of the fast, is celebrated at the end of Ramadan, a month of fasting for many adults, as well as spiritual reflection and prayer. And before we dip into a quick break, here's a snippet from my colleague Gauri Dwivedi's exclusive conversation with Bhutan Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay and how India has shaped him.
How have you seen the India-Bhutan relationship develop, grow closer? It's always been a very important relationship, but how have you seen its growth in the last couple of decades?
Well, you can call it a relationship, but really, it is a friendship. It is a brotherhood. Our friendship with India has always been strong. And if anything, it is getting stronger. We are neighbors by geography, but we are friends by choice.
And what would be your future expectations from this relationship going forward, whether it is in terms of economic partnerships? There's been the railway line that has come up between Kokrajhar and, of course, Jilipu town in Bhutan. There is the economic partnership, and then, of course, there are other cultural and social partnerships. How do you see all of that going forward in times to come?
Well, other neighbors, other relationships might have expectations. In our case, we have assurances. There is a deep trust between our 2 countries, our 2 peoples, our 2 governments. India, we don't need to expect anything because the Indian government, under the stellar leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji, who I refer to as my elder brother, who I refer to as my mentor, who is my mentor, we don't need to expect anything because we receive so many assurances from him and the Indian government. We have a railway line that's going to connect India to Western Bhutan, but more importantly, India has already started, has given us assurances and have also decided on building a railway line that's going to connect to central Bhutan, which goes bang to the Gelfu Mindfulness City.
What are you so happy about?
I've just made a claim. We could be owed thousands.
My claim group?
Yeah, the cars we bought on finance, well, the lenders could have charged hidden commissions. It's dead simple to claim.
Hey, I had 2 cars before we met.
Go to My Claim Group. You could be owed thousands in hidden commissions from cars you bought on finance since 2007, even if you can't remember the details.
Done.
Simple, eh?
Go to My Claim Group now.
Claims made simple.
If you have cancer, you may feel overwhelmed with worries.
Will I lose my hair?
How bad will my side effects be?
How do I cope with waiting?
What happens now?
Whatever your cancer worries, Macmillan is here for you. Whether you're anxious about side effects, waiting for test results or appointments, or just need someone to listen, don't struggle alone. Whatever you need to ask, we're here for you 7 days a week. Call Macmillan for free now on 0808 258 8000.
It feels good knowing that your future's in hand. Evlo can offer you a loan from £1,000 to £15,000, whether it's for home improvements, new appliances, a car, or for some of life's big moments. So even if you've had problems with credit before, Evlo looks beyond your credit score and always takes a case-by-case approach. Visit evlo.co.uk to get your conditional decision in minutes. Evlo, your future in your hands.
When Tony passed, we wanted to celebrate him his way. All he ever spoke about was bite this, bite that. I'll never forget our first date. Huge grin on his face as he rode up on that big noisy thing. And that's exactly the way he'd want to be remembered.
At Co-op Funeral Care, we know everyone is different. That's why we offer funeral plans to funeral services that are personal, every step of the way.
With retirement round the corner, I want to spend more time with my family and less time worrying about the numbers. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
And that money could help with funeral costs or even as a gift for the grandkids. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
You got them all right. That's amazing.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 977 5808 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Welcome back. On the markets front, indexes fell sharply in Japan Monday morning as automakers felt more pressure following US President Donald Trump's announcement that he plans to impose 25% tariffs on auto imports. Honda Motor fell 2.6%, Toyota Motor sank 2.8% in Tokyo, while South Korea's Hyundai Motor fell 2.6% in Seoul. Stock markets worldwide will likely remain shaky as an April 2nd deadline approaches for more tariffs. That's what Trump has called Liberation Day, when he will roll out tariffs tailored to each of the United States' trading partners. Oil markets on Monday shrugged off US President Donald Trump's threat to hit buyers of Russian oil with tariffs as the shock value of the barrage of the threats from the White House begins to wear thin with jaded traders. Trump's off-the-cuff proposal to hit any country buying Russian oil with a 25% to 50% tariff would be significant for oil markets if it turned into an order, but analysts and traders questioned whether the president's latest threat was serious. South Korea, China and Japan have held their first economic dialogue in 5 years on Sunday. They're attempting to facilitate regional trade as the three Asian export powers tackle US President Donald Trump's tariffs. The countries' trade ministries have agreed to closely cooperate for comprehensive and high-level talks on a South Korea-Japan-China free trade agreement to deal with promote regional and global trade. China's domestically produced C909 aircraft was delivered to Lao Airline on Sunday, marking its first entry into the Lao market. The C909 aircraft, featuring a 90-seat all-economy class configuration, was delivered under a leasing arrangement. Now, according to the aircraft maker, Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China Limited, the C909 bears interior and exterior signage in Lao, a custom-designed livery, and a print of the Dok Champa national flower of Laos on its tail. It is expected to undergo a series of preparations in the country before entering commercial operations. President Donald Trump said a deal with TikTok's Chinese parent ByteDance to sell short video app used 170 million Americans would be struck before a deadline on Saturday. Trump set the April 5th deadline in January for TikTok to find a non-Chinese buyer or face a US ban on national security grounds due to have taken effect that month under a 2024 law. We have a lot of potential buyers, Trump told reporters on the Air Force One late on Sunday. And there's tremendous interest in TikTok, adding, "I'd like to see TikTok remain alive." According to the Bloomberg report, Apple's team is working on Project Mulberry, which will see the Apple Health app completely revamped, adding a health coach via an AI agent to replicate some of the analysis done by a real doctor. Reportedly, Apple's upcoming health app will collect data from all the users' devices like iPhone, Apple Watch, earbuds, and even third-party products. The AI agent in the app will then use this data to make personalized recommendations to improve the user's health. Google has announced that non-paying users can now access its most advanced artificial intelligence model, the experimental version of Gemini 2.5 Pro. Previously available only to advanced subscribers, this update allows all users to experience the AI's capabilities for free, albeit with stricter usage limits for those without a subscription. The model is now accessible via Google AI Studio and the Gemini app. Gemini 2.5 Pro is taking off, the team is printing, TPUs are running hot, and we want to get our most intelligent model into more people's hands ASAP. Which is why we decided to roll out Gemini 2.5 Pro to all Gemini users beginning today, the company announced in a post on social media platform X. In the Miami Open on Sunday, 19-year-old Czech player Jakub Mensik beat Serbia's Djokovic to clinch his first ATP Tour title. Mensik is the 9th youngest Masters 1000 champion and the 3rd youngest in Miami after Carlos Alcaraz and Rafael Nadal. In Miami, he beat 3 top 10 players, including Djokovic, Britain's Jack Draper, and American Taylor Fritz, to lift the biggest title of his career. However, this win for Djokovic, a 24-time Grand Slam champion, would have made him the 3rd man in the Open era to win 100 singles titles. Now moving on to the IPL, in a thrilling match on Sunday, Rajasthan Royals clinched their first win of the IPL 2025 at the Barsapara Cricket Stadium in Guwahati, edging past the Chennai Super Kings by 6 runs in a pulsating contest that swung till the final over. Chennai Super Kings struggled with the 20 runs in the last over. It came down to the last 2 balls, which needed 11 runs but produced only 4. Tonight at 7:30 p.m, the Mumbai Indians will face off against Kolkata Knight Riders at the Wankhede Stadium, Mumbai. Richard Chamberlain, the handsome hero of the 1960s television series Dr. Kildare, who found his second career as an award-winning king of the mini-series, has died. He was 90. Chamberlain died Saturday night in Waimanalo, Hawaii, of complications following a stroke. According to his publicist, Harlan Broll, tall, with classic good looks and romantic style, Chamberlain became an instant favorite with teenage girls as a compassionate physician on the TV series that aired from 1961 to 1966. Photoplay magazine named him the most popular male star for 3 years in a row from 1963 to 65. Not until 2003 did he acknowledge publicly what Hollywood insiders had long known, that he was gay. He made the revelation in his autobiography, Shattered Love. It's time for us to take a short break. Lots more coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.
Whether you're setting up a new nest, starting your own flock, or they just keep on growing, get more time to pay with VeryPay. You can buy now and pay up to 12 months later, and pay no interest, with nothing to pay at checkout. And you can easily keep track of payments in the Very app. More time to pay with VeryPay.
Who do I trust for business insurance?
If you need business insurance, join nearly 1 million customers who trust...
With Post Office Over 50s life cover, enjoy peace of mind knowing your family will receive a guaranteed payout when you're gone. UK resident 50 to 80, your guaranteed acceptance. No health checks and from just £1.15 a week. Plus free 24/7 GP access with the health and wellbeing benefit. Purchase and receive a £125 gift card for Amazon.co.uk, Tesco or M&S. Call Post Office on 0800 171 2211.
In People's Postcode Lottery's April draws, a share of £25.4 million must be won. Sign up before midnight tonight.
We know that living with diabetes can make daily life a challenge, and we're here to help.
I felt very low with the diagnosis and very lonely as well, and embarrassed.
I think people don't necessarily realise the impact that being diabetic can have on you, and the amount of extra decisions you have to make a day through carb counting every single thing you eat.
If you're struggling with the everyday challenges diabetes can bring, become a Diabetes UK member today. Receive this informative welcome pack and Balance magazine.
Balance magazine has been very good in giving me tips to manage my diabetes on a day-to-day basis.
One of the things I was recommended to do was exercise. What motivated me was my love of dance, and I got that back.
Join a community that really understands. Call 0800 035 7605 or go online to become a member for just £3 a month.
Quidco gives you cashback every time you shop on over 5,000 brands. It always pays to Quidco. Sign up and start saving today. Visit quidco.com.
Goldbank London, your #1 place for buying and selling gold. Visit goldbank.co.uk or call 0203 500 1111.
One of the worst earthquakes hit Thailand recently, and the tragedy is still unfolding. 72-hour window is quite crucial, and it is fast approaching, and as soon as that window is closed, it will be really difficult to find somebody alive from that rubble. I count at least 8 to 10 cranes. These are huge cranes that are being used to shift through the rubble. Last morning, they had spotted one person who was reportedly alive.
Majority of the people who is in these ruins could be around 70 to 80 people.
So authorities are saying that they have the mechanism, they have the techniques in place to rescue the people. It all boils down to hope and courage.
Hi, thanks so much for joining in. This is the grand finale of Texpedite by Games 24/7. This is the place to be if you want to know what India's startup ecosystem is all about.
Launched in October last year as one of India's most unique startup accelerator programs, Texpedite by Games 24/7 is where innovative ideas from India in the fields of AI, gaming and inclusive technology were strategically counseled and mentored by a panel of industry experts. Having received support and guidance from DPIIT and the state governments of Karnataka, Telangana and Maharashtra, 11 startups out of Texpedite's 2024-2025 cohort pitched their products before a packed house of investors and VCs, gathering applause, gaining valuable real-world insights, learning from constructive criticism and bettering their products and services so they too can contribute to Digital India's goal of becoming a $1 trillion economy.
This is a company that understands the business that we are in, and the experts were giving their actual insights, were not like cookie cutter stuff where they just give playbook to do things.
We are also into app business, and they are also Games 24/7 specifically. All the mentors then are also into app business, so they helped us in such a way that we just threw our questions bluntly at them, and they guided us throughout. And that's what we are going to implement in the coming months.
Texpedite was a game changer. A lot of things around Texpedite has really helped us in connecting with the B2B people. They've also given us a lot of support during the journey.
So it will speak out.
These gloves translate sign language to voice.
Deaf people have a very basic need. Somebody to talk to, somebody to understand them. It so happened that I did my electronics engineering. I thought of making a glove that would translate sign language to voice.
There have been like some tremendous learnings in this entire 6 months because we've been able to interact with a lot of mentors from Texpedite. Through Games 24/7 and Texpedite, I think that entire big market opens for us. We have found some potential partners, potential collaborators, and even potential customers through this cohort. Games 24/7 itself is a big name, right? It brings in a validation, right? So we being a part of this cohort brings more trust to the investors with whom we are speaking to.
You have 17 startups that have come through the process. They've interacted with the who's who of the VC world, and they've also gotten guidance from top entrepreneurs from across the world. And today, they're going to showcase the products and services that have gotten them to this point.
We are an impact-driven organization where we cater and provide high technology-led healthcare accessible for all, train and empower people to provide last-mile technology-led healthcare delivery, and hedge climate change impact on human health. Our business is increasing at 122.50% year on year. We had done a $25 million of business so far, 156 people team strength, 395 global clientele base, 16 plus countries of presence, and we have a clinically certified accuracy of 99.31% with our software. On an average, a patient needs to undergo 4+ tests for an accurate diagnosing of disease. On an average, a patient shells out 72+ hours for an accurate diagnosing. What if? There is a Gen AI solution which could predict what all diseases you could suffer in your upcoming 5 years. We call it as a preventive healthcare. We directly integrate our software, which is installed in a separate system, to a particular machine, like that of X-ray, CT scan, mammograms, ultrasounds, even with cron microscope, to take the data and provide the efficient clinical decision support for the doctor. Mahendran could be deployed to nook and corner across the globe with pretty ease. Now, this is a perfect use case example for a quicker understanding. This is a breast cancer mammogram report with our MEDEX bird functioning, where earlier a patient needs to undergo 4 tests. Here, with just alone take a mammogram input, provide the results with a similar set of efficacies what a patient was getting after doing 4 tests. We have cut short the number of diagnosing tests from 4 to just 1. Where a patient was shelling 7 days and $280, here we provide the results in just 53 seconds, that is clinically certified, and in just $7. Quick, rapid, affordable, and accurate. With Armadex's ACASE functioning, we provide the accurate anomaly area, which is highlighted over in red. In real time, we even provide the coordinates. And the doctors operate only on the affected area, so the subsided tissues remain saved. We provide you with a future disease susceptibility. Here, in this case, the patient was susceptible to DCIS, breast ulceration, and asthma, which the patient needs to be watchful of. We have impacted 34 million lives so far. We have saved $45 million of our patients, and which have achieved significant 98% reduction in the diagnosing time. 40% is our global business, and 60% is our domestic, and we are present across in 16 countries. What is the future? We are creating world's first human health climate change cross-prediction platform, and the second is non-invasive neurochip, which is named as ANAG, which will provide the self-diagnosing capabilities for every human, lies under the CRPDX1 layer of the skin.
More than 200 million people require physical therapy and rehabilitation every year. In India, we have one therapist serving 17,000 patients. We are stuck with a fragmented rehab ecosystem. We see that there's a large underserved rehabilitation ecosystem. We built our first product called ArmAble. ArmAble is a game-based upper limb rehabilitation device. Complementing the device, we have a software which is called B1, where users engage with interactive, culturally significant games. While playing the games, we are recording the data, and this data provides deep insights for therapists to make further clinical decisions. You can start rehabilitation bedside when the hand is paralyzed and does not move at all. And you can even do it on a tilt bed where patients can stand in a tilt bed in a standing position. Our solution is clinically validated. When we compared with traditional therapy, which is the gold standard task-based therapy, we found that we were 39% better. And this is a published clinical study. We also have a patent granted in India, US, and the Europe, and we are a registered medical device. Compared to robotic therapy, we find a faster and a much better improvement, and there's a lot of cost benefit with our solution at $10,000, whereas the other solutions are $30,000 to $100,000. Our next step is we are building a few more hardware products to create an ecosystem, not just the upper limb, we're looking at lower limb, we're looking at balance training, we're looking at how to mobilize patients. We are now also going to build a model rehab center. How would a futuristic rehab center look like when you have the best of hardware and the best of software coming together? And then we are scaling our software now to a SaaS-based agentic framework where you can do therapy management, clinic management, appointment scheduling, data visualization, and manage the processes and systems of a rehab system. Currently, we are generating our revenue through hardware sales, but very soon we'll also have software subscription, followed by the franchisee ecosystem where we have training centers and experience centers coming in. We are looking to raise $1 million where we will be launching 3 new products, 2 model centers, onboard more than 1,500 centers and more than 5,000 therapists on our platform.
Solar power plants, they are spreading from 2 km to around 60 km areas. So they are facing many issues like, for example, human activity analysis. It is very difficult to identify the human activity in this large area manually, and in the similar way vehicle movement is very difficult to identify, and some activities like they are critical in nature like fire and smoke it is not able to detect on time, and some activities that need to be happen on regular basis like module cleaning, grass cutting. So it is very difficult to regulate and make sure they are happening every day. To solve these problems, we have developed a solution. That solution name is the Solar Vision, which is a AI-driven intelligent video analytics solution. If you see the right arrow, which is indicating the green color area, which is the highly potential area for the video analytics, and luckily we are sitting in this area and we are going to get the benefit of this. And focus verticals is the renewable energy sector. From there, we are getting 98% of our revenue, and ports, we are getting 2% of the revenue. Business model, majorly we are going with the subscription model. Sales and distribution happening through direct sales. 92% is happening through direct sales, and through channel partners, 8% is happening. We have completed the revenue of 4.6, and we are having the purchase order of 2.06, and we are expecting purchase order in next 2 to 3 months would be around. They are in the approval stage, 6.05 CR. This is our investment task. We are raising 6 CR. Fund utilization, we are going to use maximum because our product is almost ready, so we would like to expand. So our majorly cost definitely would go to expand the sales and marketing capabilities and to hire the product development resources to strengthen our product as well. As we are working strengthening our capabilities into the renewable sector, we would like to expand into ports and manufacturing in the phase first. So for that we are raising the funds. And in the phase 2, we are raising, we are going to expand into mining, oil and gas, and big warehouses. Our product is having very strong social impact. Like we are able to reduce carbon footprint. Our solution is able to identify and prevent the violence, and we are significantly enhancing the operational efficiency and reducing the environmental impact through optimized energy production, and we are helping into the resource conservation through wastage reduction.
In the language learning space and in English learning specifically, the problem in this space is one, people do not have anyone to practice their language with. Two, they find explanations extremely difficult when they are not in non-vernacular format. And three, everybody knows some English, and the mistakes have to be personalized. So we are building Chittu, which helps non-native English speakers become fluent in English through everyday real-life conversations. Our entire product is based on three core beliefs. One, the best way to learn a language, to become fluent in a language, is by speaking it. Two, everyone knows some English, and the mistakes have to be personalized. You cannot just give a very generic, cookie-cutter kind of a solution to everyone. And third, users learn best when explanations are in their own language. Users love Chittu because it corrects their mistakes. And secondly, they resonate with the content. So people think that Chittu mere jaise baat karta hai.
Chittu acts as a friend and helps the user practice English.
Hi, how are you?
I is good.
Thank you for joining us today. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking.
We have a current burn rate of around 3 lakh rupees per month. We are looking at 4 crore kind of funding. We aim to reach around 500,000 monthly active users in the next 12 to 15 months. And that is it.
The music industry is trapped with outdated systems, okay? There is digitization in almost all the field, but I think music industry is lagging behind. So we at Koira have developed something really exciting. We are orchestrating advanced AI for top quality music production, ultra low latency music collaboration tool for remote jamming, and a unified marketplace for studios, musicians, and producers. It starts from the ultimate AI music creation engine. Then it is, we have a human refinement and collaboration engine. So just AI is not something which musicians would love. So there is a human refinement stack for adding the human touch. Then there is Apollo for real-time studio and remote production, Trust for legal and copyright protection, and Hope for distribution, licensing, and revenue generation. Our differentiator is that every aspect of music creation and distribution is covered and powered by ethical, human-centric, proprietary AI models built on latent diffusion technology. By 2027, it's expected that by CAGR of 6%, we'll reach around $64 billion of market industry size, and we at Koira, we are aiming the 1.5% of this market, which is $1 billion opportunity. Our business model is a mix of subscription-based revenue, commission-based revenue, and a direct sales model for enterprises. Our go-to-market strategy is to reach more than 1,200 plus cities globally, target more than 10 million plus users, and to do that, we are partnering with college fests, where most of the youngsters are playing around with music. We are into business summits and also influencer collabs on social media. We were the winners at the Global Startup Program at Sushi Tech Tokyo, which is one of the largest startup event in Japan. And after that, we've been on a crazy journey where we were a part of some of the elite startup AI programs like NVIDIA Inception, Google for Startups, and Perplexity. We are very excited that we are building partnerships with audio tech giants like Dolby. And apart from that, we have 300 plus studio partners all over India in 13 plus cities. We are operational. Right now, 15,000 plus downloads on Android and iOS, and we are currently clocking MRR of $10,000 every month. We are raising a seed round of $1.5 million, wherein most of this money will be going towards scaling the operations, doing marketing. By 2030, the vision is to go global and capture all the creative centers of the world.
There are millions of deaf and speech impaired people who are left behind because a majority of the people don't understand sign language. And this gap between the signers and the speakers is just the tip of the iceberg. which leads to many underlying symptoms such as insecurity, anxiety, and even depression, which further lead to grave outcomes such as social isolation, improper education, discrimination at workplace, and inadequate access to healthcare and legal care. Through our device, the Fifth Sense, we aim to unleash the power of these 500 million people who are silent and left out from the mainstream society. Fifth Sense is a hybrid glove, AI-based, which translates sign language to voice so that deaf people can communicate with everyone. It also has a microphone which converts voices to text so that deaf people can understand what you are saying.
Hello, doctor. My name is Parikshit. I am deaf.
Hello, Mr. Parikshit. How may I help you today? So whatever the doctor says appears on the screen. It captures the movement of the fingers in 3D space, which goes through our algorithm, and it is AI algorithm, and it is converted to voice. This is our 8th iteration of the prototype and 2nd iteration of the app. Between each of these iterations, we went back to the deaf community to ensure that the product that we are creating is in alignment with their needs and wants. And the deaf community, they showered us with a lot of love and support, and almost every day I get a message asking, when will this product be available for us? A lot of deaf people miss out on essential cues such as doorbell, baby crying, cooker whistle. So this device vibrates and gives a notification every time there is a surrounding sound. We have got many awards and achievements throughout our journey from prestigious institutes like the UN, IITs, IIMs. We won Conquest last year. While there are 500 million people in this world who are deaf, we want to target 25,000 people that we have pinpointed from Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore from 83 organizations. And those are the people that we will be targeting for the first 1 year. We will be working with organizations which hire deaf people as their employees. And these gloves will be a workplace communications tool for them so that they can have better productivity and better chances of employment.
62% of enterprise calls go unanswered, leading to a 30 to 50% of loss of potential leads. If we talk about traditional systems such as IVR, 75% have reported frustrations by being transferred to different departments, pressing digits on calls, and there is a drop rate in the first 20 to 30 seconds by calls being redirected through different departments. There is also inconsistent customer experiences that says that 58% of customers cite these experiences as a reason for switching provider. And with respect to scalability challenges for enterprises, it's not always easy to replace your customer support department as it adds to 20 to 30% increase in annual costs. LIA stands for Language Intelligent Assistant that is available 24/7 for you, speaks in more than 18 languages covering Indian vernacular languages and global languages such as Arabic, Spanish, French, etc. It can make more than 1 billion calls per hour and understands emotions just like humans. The best part about LIA is that after the call ends, just like a human, it can execute actions, which may be sending an email, a payment link, WhatsApp messages, SMS, populating data in your CRM, etc., and even booking appointments.
Okay, so I just opened the account last week.
That's wonderful to hear, Shreya. I'm glad you've taken this step with Karnataka Bank. Since you've just opened your account, you're at the perfect time to explore all the convenient features we offer.
Our solution is completely 100% secure and reliable, offering you reliability and quality for integration with enterprises. We are ISO certified, GDPR certified, HIPAA certified, SOC 2 certified, and have also gone through rigorous VAPT testing. Our solution integrates with 6,000 plus top tier enterprise applications. We are currently operating in a $19 billion market, targeting the MENA region, India region, and slowly scaling up to the USA market as well, with a promising growth rate of 47.5%. We offer two models with respect to our business plan. First is a B2B SaaS subscription offered to small to medium businesses, which has three plans: standard, premium, and business. And then for enterprises, we give you a license fee to utilize our product for 1 year, which is cost at $10,000 per use case. The use cases that we are currently targeting are in the BFSI, telecom and e-commerce space. And these are some of the use cases that we solve, which ranges from support calls, customer queries, order tracking, appointment scheduling, subscription renewal, troubleshooting, feedback, etc. Currently, we are raising a pre-series A round of $1.5 million to boost enterprise deployment.
There is a need of skill development today. Everybody talks about skill development, but the challenge remains the same, that why we are not able to do it. And there are typical challenges which comes from the organization, that either there is no engagement, the scalability issue, the language is a challenge, personalization. One of the key requirements, or the secret sauce we call with Ample, is that it works with your existing knowledge repository. It goes and sit on top of your existing content state. It's like every employee or every person in the organization has their own coach available, which is multilingual, available 24/7. And there is an engagement which we are bringing in with the avatars. And these avatars are specifically trained for different use cases for the organization. When we look at trainings, typically in the organization, it's like you watch a content, you answer some questions, and you get a certification. So this is where we bring in engagements, showcasing that what is the value add every employee gets when they are going through the program. And one of the best part with the model is that it creates a real-time journey for every employee, for every user, where the way I want to learn in my set of language, in my time, that is something being solved here. Typically from the traction side, one thing which we've learned over a period is that the user love us because they are getting an absolute clarity in terms of their learning journey. And this is where they are coming forward and saying that, hey, I want to do this. Since it's multilingual, it is also solving a lot of training challenges from the organization, where they need to create a personalized model for this. So whatever language your content is today, it doesn't matter, because our AI is going to pick it up and convert that particular content in the multilingual language model itself. As a market, we are typically looking at the immediate market size is the sales which we are targeting for the 3 verticals. Since the model is already trained on these verticals, that's where we are looking at pharma, BFSI, and retail as of now. These are the typical revenue model which we offer with the organization. We are also coming up with a new model which has the inbuilt trainings for those specific industries. This is a roadmap which we have. We've moved from a build to the launch model, and now we are going for the scale-up motion. The ask is we are raising around 6 CR. We've already got a signed commitment on 1 CR. Soft commitment from another VC, which is at 1 CR. So we are looking at a lead for this round.
You all know it costs you like about $65 for every interview in every company, and nobody really likes to take those interviews. At Noha, we aim to bring that down to $15 by providing automated, scalable, and high quality interviews. Our team has 5 data scientists and 1 full stack engineer. We are spread across the globe. Quality is the key for us. Noha aims to really automate human-like interviews, and it allows you to perform turn-by-turn conversations and focuses on very high quality, insightful conversations. Through our journey with Texpedite in the last few months, we grew as well. We did our MVP in February. We ended up getting a couple of customers signed up as we hit the road starting next month. We also have put Noha on Noha for doing all our hiring. We have had the opportunity to conduct about 70 interviews, 65 to 70 interviews in the last couple of months. Candidates have been taking interviews on Noha. Noha is built on patented technology. It is built on large language models for sure. On top of it, we have our own unique layer of technology built, where we take interview conversations, turn them into insightful reports that we extract out of those conversations, and at every turn, we make meaningful next turn next turn conversations, and we make the progress very, very seamless. We are chasing a $48 billion market globally. Our go-to-market essentially at this point is that we want to go through universities, we want to go through training institutes, we want to go through direct channel, and we also want to have channel partners. We are looking to raise $1.5 million at this time for an accelerated 18-month roadmap to capture the market.
Our goal is to become the leading AI agent for sports analysis, enabling a human to quickly analyze any sporting event across the globe. This human could be athletes and as well as people, fans who are watching the game. Research says that this is where the maximum amount of cognitive load is taken up by an user when you have to take a decision. And this is where Spoda AI comes in and tries to solve for the second and the third steps of data analysis using AI. So what we've built, our solution is an AI agent. So you can just look at an example during the WPL where you can ask a question like, how crucial is Jess Jonathan while performing for Delhi Capitals? And then you have an extensive answer where our AI is capable of going and fetching data accurately and build and have a cricketing mind to be able to analyze and give out results quickly in as quickly as 15 to 20 seconds. So some of the use cases that this cricketing mind can solve for is our pre-match analysis, AI commentary, performance analysis, and prediction. You can do in-depth analysis in less than 15 minutes. Something to be working with sports teams. We are working with a performance analyst for this. The second one is the inbuilt cricket reasoning. And the most important part about our proprietary layer that we built in our tech stack is scalability and cost effectiveness. We said, let's find PMF, let PMF happen organically, and people started reaching out to us. So some of the main categories are fantasy and real money gaming, where people want to analyze sport. It's where there's money involved. And the second one are broadcasters and sports teams. You have sports analysts and broadcasters where people who create content for pre-match shows and post-match shows. And then finally, news websites and sports websites who are in the business of monetizing attention. An AI agent could increase the time spent by the user, hence increasing their revenue. Today, every time a commentator wants to know some stat, which is a historical lookup, it takes around 240 seconds, which is like 4 balls. And Spoda can do it in 15 seconds, which is 16 times faster. This is from the start of the Texpedite Accelerator program. So if you look at it, we are right now having around 12,000 users. As of today, we have 14,000 30-day active users with a retention of 8% on a daily basis, and on a weekly basis, we have around 12 to 14% retention as well. If you look at it in the beginning, all of our traction were coming through paid channels, and then now we have our organically, we are seeing people coming back and word of mouth spreading as well. Our users primarily from India, then you have Bangladesh, USA, Australia, and UK. And we have ongoing partnership discussions with gaming platforms, including My 11 Circle as well, where we're talking about use cases that can help improve their platform and stickiness for users. We have 3 major revenue streams based on our customer personas that we are looking for. One are broadcasters and news platforms, sports fantasy platforms, and then we have retail users where today, if you go on Spoda.ai, you have our AI trained and ready to answer questions for tonight's game between RR and SRH. And here we're planning to charge people per match basis. Here, the other revenue streams on B2B, B2C are mostly based on usage as well. In terms of our product roadmap, our idea was to start with an MVP that addresses T20 cricket, and we wanted to build it out and see how people are going to like it, how people are going to react. And we've done that, and today we are now launching our live match insights, which is going to go live in a couple of days. And then we'll be expanding across sports. So our expansive strategies to increase the number of matches that we have, which is going to happen when we increase across sports and across geographies as well. We have around 2,200 broadcasters, websites, and platforms. What we are trying to service is around 31 in year 1. And in terms of our B2C market share, which is 90.6, that makes up of around 10% of the entire global audience who engage in real money gaming. And our addressable market in year 5 is around 1.92 million. And our fantasy platforms, we have, which is an AI with the intelligence and reasoning capability at 100,000, which also goes up with usage. And for broadcasters, it's around 26,500 a year.
My story started with my mother.
my mother got diabetes, which is very common, right? Almost everyone has one family member who may have diabetes. But what looks like only sugar being high is not true. For my mom, the diabetes led to affect her eyes, post that it affected her neurons, post that it affected her kidneys, then heart, and finally, unfortunately, I lost her about 2 years back. The whole idea was we wanted to look into brain because that's what was actually a problem in diabetes as well, not only in normal neurological condition. So while doing so, we started to build a complete platform, Mimo, where we have our sensors, consoles, operating system, camera vision, etc. So where you can play physically in the digital world. And when you play these games through movements, we look into your brain health and your entire body health. Now, this could help not only metabolic conditions like diabetes and PCOD, but it helps kids with neurodevelopmental disorders like ADHD, autism, learning disability, elders, which the numbers are now increasing, with